Okay, hey John. I know you sent me that email and I hadn't got back to you yet. So you had some questions, and then you sent me a text message with some questions. Records all blockchain transactions. So you asked what are blocks, and then blocks of time with question mark, time measure, and what. Um, Let me show you. So when miners are working, they are working to they are working against not necessarily a clock. They're working against an equation. And part of the equation, there's a difficulty number in this equation that these miners they're crunching this math problem. And part of the math problem has this in it, this difficulty rate. All right, so the difficulty rate is made to make sure that they do not release Bitcoin any faster than 10 minutes. So right here, this is a block. All right, block number 659,232. The next one is 233. The next one is 234. If I was to explore this one block, then I can tell you that it took roughly, hang on, 600 and, well, so every 10 minutes, it takes roughly 10 minutes, sometimes 9.2 minutes. And so that means the miners release the Bitcoin faster than 10 minutes. Or it could take a little longer, and they release the Bitcoin slower. Their math problem was slower, so it took longer than 10 minutes. When they release or solve the problem in roughly 10 minutes, they released 6.32 Bitcoin in that 10-minute period. All right. So when they do that, then it creates what's called a block. Block number 659232. All right, so let's go back to it. During this period of time, it's called an epoch. During this period of time, about 2012 blocks, no, I don't think about, I think exactly 2012 blocks are created. All right. And if you add that 2012 blocks times 10 minutes, and then, to get however minutes there are, and then divide it by the number of days, it takes about 14 days to do an epoch. What happens at the end of the epoch? The math equation of Bitcoin's math equation then goes in and it resets the difficulty rate. So if the average time of solving the blocks, if the average time of solving the blocks was faster than 10 minutes on all of these, then this difficulty rate will go up. It'll get a little more difficult because 10 minutes is the mathematical goal set by Satoshi when he wrote this program and turned on Bitcoin for the first time. Every 10 minutes, a block is released. Every block releases about 6.25 Bitcoins. Back in May, it was 12.5 Bitcoins. And then there's this thing called the halving, where it actually halved the amount of Bitcoins that are released. And that happens about every 4 years. So it slows down how many Bitcoins are being released. Right now it's 6.25 every block. Now what's in the block? Is that one of your questions? I think so. Hang on. Yeah. What are blocks? So the blocks are recording transactions. So if you look, let's just go look at this block that just finished. All right. It has 2,541 transactions were created and are stored in that block. So the miners are working to verify all of these transactions, that it is truly Bitcoin, There's nothing counterfeit. There's nothing screwy. No Bitcoin has been spent twice. It's part of the security of that currency, the Bitcoin currency. So there's 2,541 transactions are stored in that block, which was just finished 6 minutes ago. Okay? There's another block coming up afterwards. That's this one, and it's working on it right now. All the miners are working on this block. It's got about something doesn't look right. Which block is this? Oh, 693, which is this one. So they're still working on some of these. They're not finished. Here's block number 693. Here's the 2,541 transactions, and it's confirmed enough times that it's completed. That's why it was this one. Now they're working on this one, 694. Right? And all the transactions are being stored in this block. This is the blockchain. This is one epoch, about 14 days. All right? Every block's about 10 minutes. If it's going too fast, they change the difficulty rate. Not they. It's built into the program. This is decentralized. There is no person involved at all. They just launched this program into the world, and we're using the currency that it creates. 6.25 Bitcoin released into the currency pool every 10 minutes. All right, so you also asked me why. Okay, now this was just your notes about the stuff I sent you. You also asked me about the price. All right, so let's just go back to 2015. We're looking. If you look over here, that's the price. You'll see it when I move up. The price was at 2,500 there when my lines. So when the price was almost 3,000, right here, back in June of 2017, the price was here, and it fell from 3,000 all the way to about 1,700. So it didn't quite fall half the price. Here, let me hide parts of this so you don't see all that other deal, all the rest of it. All right, so right here, it was at 3,000. It fell about half, and then it started climbing. Every one of these sticks right here, these green candles, what we call them, candlesticks, every one of them represents, let's see, it should represent maybe a month, no, a week. Every one of these represents a week. So right here, this green one went up for a whole week, and then on the red's coming down for a whole week, and then down, and then sort of up and down on this one, and here, and then down even more, and then it took off, and it took off. So the reason I moved it over is now you can see, oh, shush, hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. So now if I move over, now you can see it, okay, it went up, it went up, it went up, it went up, it goes down, it goes down, it goes down, it goes up and up, 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 up. You can never really find a real reason why it's going up or down, but it does. So now I'm going to show you where we're at. Now if we follow it, here we went to 20,000. And then we fell all the way down to about 3,000 again. Yeah, right here, 3,000. Look to the right, see the price? All right, and then we went up to 14,000 right here. Every one of these is a week. So you can go back and slow down my video and just sort of count it and watch how this thing goes. This is the COVID crash. Right here, went back down to about 3,700. Right, March of 2020. You see the date at the bottom, price at the right. And then they had problems getting past this price for a long time, 10,000. Had a problem getting past 10,000. It'd fall and try it again. Or made it to 10, it'd fall, make it to 10, it'd fall and make it to 10, comes back down, and finally it broke through. Broke through above 10, right? Went to 12.5, and it came back down. It didn't go below 10, well, a little ways. And then now we're getting all this news from everybody, and they're all gobbling it up. Your brother bought some around 13.5, or your dad, right? And then you bought some here in the, I don't know, 17, 18,000 range. It went up and it hit this old all-time high, 2017. It came up and it hit it. Once it hit it, people started selling. It is not going to come all the way back down here. All right? But when the price got here and then people started selling, well, there's a bunch of people that bought some here. Right? They bought it on the way up. They bought it. Oh, yay, yay. Bitcoin's going straight up. And they bought it and they bought it and they bought it. Some of them even bought it right here. Well, now, 2 years later, it's up there. And now they're going, oh my gosh, I'm finally getting my money back. And they're selling right here. That's why we got this downward price. Now, what's going to happen? Is it going to keep going up? Is it going to keep coming down? We don't know. We just know it's going to go up or down. But over the long term, we're looking for an upward movement. I'm expecting an upward movement. The amount of Bitcoin that is being produced is slowing down. Not for a while. It's going to do about 6.25 every 10 minutes for the next 3 years. But then after that, it's going to half, and then it will be 3 1/8 Bitcoin released every 10 minutes. And then about 4 years later, it's going to half again. And it'll only be about 1 1/16, right? 1 1/6, or 3 1/8, 1 9/16, right? So it just keeps slowing down on how much is being produced. I hope I answered your questions. I'm going to upload this and send you a link. Bye.